more. Hey all, Mukro here. Miyabi is the first playable Void Hunter and another Monster Hunter weapon wielder. We had Sword and Shield with Kaiser and Charge Blade with Set, and now we got both Longsword with Miyabi and Bow with Haramusa. I'm eagerly waiting for Switch X at this point. Unlike Monster Hunter Longsword though, Miyabi is elemental DPS with a new element, Frost. She deals frost damage and a fake anomaly agent at the same time. Let's go through her kit and learn how to use her power to the max. Before we go through though, she's indeed feels like and plays like Longsword Virgil combination and makes you feel the power of both. Her core loop comes from her Fallen Force stack buildups. Her stacks cap at 6 and her charge has 3 levels. Each using 2 stacks, each level deals more damage, way more damage than the last one. She gains these stacks in few ways. Frost Anomaly gives 1, her skill and disorders give 2, and finally her ult gives 3. When Miyabi deals frost damage, she applies Ice Fire. Ice Fire increases Frost Anomaly buildup, and this buildup rate scales with her crit rate. Yes, crit rate. It uses 100% of Miyabi's crit rate and caps at 80%, so you just need 80 crit to cap it. Frost is combination of an element of ice and physical. It triggers frostbite, such as how physical triggers assault. It freezes, but it also deals huge damage. So huge, it deals 1500 of Miyabi's attack. This can crit, by the way. But she cannot do this with repetition. It has a 10-second cooldown, but after this enemy will have Frostburn on it. That boosts enemy build-up by 20%. After triggering a disorder with allies, Miyabi can reapply Frostbite, since the enemy will be reset. Her additional works great with the last part of her core skill. Her additional goes by, if there's a support agent or a section 6 character, the squad, her charge attack deals 60% more damage without a catch. If anyone that is not Miyabi triggers a disorder, Miyabi gains 2 stacks and her charge attack will ignore 30% ice resistance. Skill multipliers usually didn't matter till now, since most of the characters had similar or non-multipliers since they were anomaly, since Anomaly doesn't care about multipliers. But Miyabi breaks this. Her ult is stronger than Zuyan. Heck, her charge attacks in another level. She basically spams her ult all the time since they have 60% bonus from her additional. As you can see, her main damage comes from her Fallen Force stacks. Get her 6 stacks and unleash nukes when you can. Feel free to get her stacks with making disorders with her teammates. This lets you play her as a quick swap nuker, which I don't. When she comes on a field and finishes her charge attacks, you can ult, use her skill, nuke the boss again. It is important to note that you can swap to a different character when Miyabi is unleashing her charge attack. You can generate stacks faster with this method. Do this after clearing the mobs in the first wave with her charges. She can be played in 2 types of comps. Disorder teams let Miyabi unleash more charge attacks. Yanagi is the fastest, and Jane, Bernice, and Piper follows her in this order. However, I would not recommend disorder comps, but they're useful outside of Shi defense, deadly assault specifically. Why I do not recommend them is Yanagi, Bernice, Jane, Piper already are a strong DPS. They should be in your second team, not in the first team. Instead, I would recommend a stun basic crit team comp. Currently we have 2 types of stunners in the game. Stunners that increase multipliers in the stunned state and the ones that don't. Shingi is incredible here, but Lycon is amazing as well. You can use both, cause Miyabi doesn't need anything else. Kaiser and Lighter, however, are not that great. This doesn't mean they're horrible, they just don't boost as much. I even cleared it in a minute in Shiyu 7 with Kaiser and Nicole comp. For example, I don't have Lycon and Chinny, cause I skipped Chinny for Ratwoman. Back then, I thought it was unnecessary and we would get better stunners soon, but we didn't, and I still don't have Lycon. I didn't mention supports for both comps for one reason. Nicole is the best for now, just like in any team basically, and I would suggest her here as well. But you can still use Lucy and Sokaku. Rune is not that effective here, sadly, but she's not unusable, so feel free to use her. You can use all and get similar results, except Nicole she's going to be way faster since we can ult with everyone now. However, Rina will let you ult more since she's a perfect platform for slice of life. If you need this, that is. It is really useful outside of sheer defense though, such as deadly assault. For drive discs, your goal while building her is reaching 60 to 70 plus crit rate and 100 plus crit damage with 3400 attack. For 4-piece set, to be honest with you, I think her drive set Branch and Blade is pretty mid. It is not horrible like Chaotic Metal, at least it gives 46% crit damage and 12% crit rate, but if you have a well-built Harmon Punk from Zuyan or someone else, use it. In my tests, I got better results because of my rolls from Branch and Blade. If you want max damage, you should go with Harmon Punk though. And you can go with less attack since she will gain 750 attack if you have 3000 attack. Polar Metal doesn't work with her charge attacks and doesn't boost her ult, so don't use it. For 2-piece though, go with whatever you're lacking from the sub-stat rolls. All Hormone Punk, Astral Voice, Woodpecker Electro are valid here, but again, don't use Polar Metal. I recommend using an attack 2-piece though. For Vengeance, her signature is busted, but you don't really need it. It definitely boosts your damage quite a bit. I wouldn't call it a must though, Chingy would be a better investment for your polys. If you already have Chingy, even better, and if you have spare gems, you can go for it. It is such a good Vengeance. You basically get 3 Vengeance from one Vengeance. Still, your free options are solid. Reinforced Gourmet and Weeping Gemini are pretty solid. There is a 20-30 second clear time difference, so I didn't really think about getting her Vengeance just for this reason. For tiering the Vengeance in order, her signature is the first, Graces is second, Electro Lip Gloss is third, Weeping Gemini, Reinforced Gourmet, and Roaring Ride would be in the order. I don't really want to talk about Mindscapes usually, but this is a special case. If you were waiting for Miyabi, you're eating good, my friend, cause her M1 makes her charger stronger than her ult with 36% def ignore. M2 turns into on-field DPS, M4 increases her charge a bit, M6 increases her charge again and makes her uninterruptible. M3 and M5 are usual skill level ups. For the final thoughts, for the closure, I am not a huge fan of Longsword actually, but I started this game for Void Hunters, and I was really hyped around everyone else but Swordmaster. But her gameplay is so good, man, I can't even lie. Her whole gameplay, even though I don't like Longsword, is fucking sick. Even though I'm waiting for characters from Obol Squad and Idol Faction, I still pulled her E1 S1. I genuinely have a problem with pulling Vengeance. I even have for Jane and Zuyan, I don't even know why. I just pulled Zuyan's on a whim and Jane I got it accidentally, so I got Jane. But Miyabi's is amazing, like genuinely. In one Vengeance, you get 3 Vengeance, crit rate, crit damage, elemental bonus that you don't even need to get from disc drives at this point. It is pure insanity and it is amazing. I wish most of the Vengeance felt like this, cause most of them just feel like they're just bonuses than really good increases. At the same time, I'm glad the free-to-play option is still there and like, it is easy to use free-to-play Vengeance in these cases. And lastly, she's pretty insane in all game modes. It is extremely fun to play her. She can basically one-shot most of the stuff for material farming, which makes it even better, to be honest with you. But that's all from me today. Thanks for watching.